The hardest part for me in videos isn't actually the recording of the video. That part's easy. The hard part is me knowing when I'm going to get to this set point, um, like a settle point. It's when I go from thinking about what I'm saying to settling into the conversation that I'm having with you. And that part is tricky. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all. And with the length of my videos, I've had some videos as short as, let's say, around 3 minutes, as long as 12 minutes. And what's important for me is getting to that point as fast as possible, because once I'm at that point, when I settle into what I'm talking about, the video becomes a lot easier. And then I know that I'm doing something quality for me, and I can finish the video and go to sleep knowing that, hey, look, that was a good video. Now, when I'm saying good video, it doesn't mean that there's gonna be tons of views. It doesn't mean that it's gonna go viral. It doesn't mean anything to as far as like external, metrics and that kind of thing. What it does mean is that I am getting better at what I'm doing. I'm able to get into more of a conversational tone on the video a lot sooner, or if I was able to get into a conversational tone at all. Something that happens is I'll be talking on a video, and sometimes I'll just start talking in circles. I'll repeat what I'm saying quite often just because it's something easy for me to get back to. It's where I can be comfortable when I say the same thing over and over again. This is all part of my process. I can't say that it's by design, but what I can say, it's something that I've learned over time in terms of being consistent in how I do my video delivery. And that's something that you want to be aware of. Like, I think in any creative process, there is there is a point of initial friction where you're maybe coming up with the idea. It could be like a writer who's having writer's block. They're not sure what they're writing about yet. It could be a sculptor who doesn't yet see the image in the piece of marble or stone that they're working with. It could be the artist, like the songwriter who hasn't quite thought of the song yet. And I mean, I have a hard time believing myself as thinking of myself as a creator, someone being creative, because I've always associated creative with those more artistic paths, like writing or making music or painting, something that I think is more along artistic lines. In terms of just creating content for videos, I don't want to think too much of myself and saying that I'm just like a songwriter in terms of my creative process. But just as I'm saying, and coming to the difficulty in getting to that settled point where I feel settled down, that's the hard part. That's the hardest part of any video. The other piece is because my style of video is one where I'm just talking like more like off the top of my head. It has a lot to do with the familiarity I am, how familiar I am with what I'm speaking of, if I've personally experienced it. If I was more of a reporter type of video content, like I'm just reporting about something that happened, or I'm giving my own opinion about what took place on something that happened on someone else's video, or what happened in the public at large, that's a different type. But being someone who's like talking off the top of their head type videos with light editing, there is a bit of a challenge, or in just being sure that I'm comfortable and confident enough in what I'm speaking of. And then finally, the other piece is just the organization of the ideas in my head, where I am bringing to you the first point, then a second point, third point, and then finishing just as a basic organizational structure of sharing ideas. And that part I haven't gotten to. I know that at one point it was just like I could barely come up with stick with whatever the opening sentence was, and then I was like, I can keep one or two ideas in my head about what I want to say. And but as I continue to create videos, I get better at it, even if it's just incrementally, like not even noticeable to anyone else. Like I know that I'm getting better, and that's also why it's important that I continue to practice. I continue to do this on a consistent basis, because every day that I miss is another day that I didn't reinforce the skill that I'm developing. So just something to think about as you go about creating habits, as you go about getting involved in your own creative process. Just think about what would be that part that you get to. Like when I'm walking, for example, there is a tremendous friction within my mind about walking. Is the weather right? How hot is it? Is it raining? Is it gonna rain? Did I bring my shoes? All kinds of things. There's just a lot of friction as far as starting the walk. And even after I start, like there's this one stretch when I get started, it's just super duper hot all the time. It's like scorching. But if I get past that, or after I get past that, it just seems to get cooler for some reason. Just interesting like that. So that would be the friction of my walking. And then as I keep on walking, it just starts to get into a flow like, oh, okay, now I'm good. I can keep on walking for a longer period of time, a longer stretch. So just want you to be aware, just sharing my own personal experience, and just want to make you aware of things that you may experience. And again, establishing habits, doing anything creative, just doing anything. There seems to be always that friction and how you can just work to get past that point. I think one of the big pieces is just to be aware that that's happening, that it's there. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks for listening. Bye.